welcome to the Small Scape, and welcome to one of the craziest fish stores I personally have ever been to. It's hidden in an industrial park. This is just outside of Denver, Colorado. We were here thanks to Noel Brecker's great suggestion. Hello. And love this place. It's very unassuming. You don't think you're going to be walking into much, and then bam, you are greeted with not only these three gentlemen who attended with me, and beautiful tanks in the entryway, including this sandstone in process aquascape, which was of course stunning. It's going to be something amazing when it's complete, but I'm going to walk through basically whatever I saw. It's kind of like going with me. I thought it'd be fun. Hopefully I won't be chatting the entire time, so you can just kind of sit and enjoy. But a lot of these tanks have, I think all of the ones in the front had CO2 piped in, and if you can see, there's netting. So I'm always looking at tricks. How are they attaching moss? Looks like netting is holding a lot of it on. Maybe that encourages it to more easily spread. But I love these basic fish, these glow light tetras, in with a very high-end scape. Lots of glue attaching that reused stone to create that bridge. But another one that I love, if I were to ever get a betta again, you know bettas, but this beautiful half up, half down scape, half's in the water, half's outside of the water. It's so natural. It just looks like you walked right into nature, and with gold tetras. So for those of you who do like bettas and you want to know who to keep with them, gold tetras, an awesome choice, because they're very kind of under, just very muted kind of, but with a little fun twist. They're actually more silver than gold, but it doesn't detract from the beautiful betta. And look at that. It's just absolutely stunning. For those of you who know exactly what plants these are above water, share with the class, because I'm not entirely sure. Next tank, I'm not actually quite sure if it was this red pink in the actual place, or if it's just picking up with the camera. It quite possibly is. But another tank where it's just, each tank has its very own specific vibe. I really like it, and I actually really enjoy one specific fish in these very elaborate tanks. And of course, look at all this booze. Yummy. It's huge, it's beautiful, and it's just attached right along in with the moss. I love that look. I do have a lot of boost that I got from Minnesota, and this is one of the options that I'm toying with, is to kind of mix it in with a moss. We'll see. But beautiful, and if you're ever thinking of putting a plant on top, peace lily is a perfect choice. But you go through a door and here you go. You're looking outside of a industrial park. Kind of cool. And who wouldn't love to have these two refrigerated units just right in your house, including all of these beautiful plants. And that is a tip. If you do get these tissue culture plants, keep them cool, because they'll last longer. And then they do have bins of a couple of choice rocks, including sandstone. Beautiful. I was so tempted to just grab a whole bunch, but I was too busy collecting rocks from the beautiful state of Colorado. Just a few here and there, of course, but there's Mr. Primetime getting some footage. I hope to have him cover a lot of things that I didn't see, but it was just fun. Hanging out, looking at all these crazy things. Look at those cute little pot sitters on the side of an aquarium. Love it. I'm curious, as you watch this, what is your favorite? Do you have a favorite tank that you said, no, that's it, that's the one I would take? This would be a serious contender. I just love basically a huge piece of driftwood, or pieces that could be attached, and then rocks kind of mixed in, and sometimes you can't tell where the rocks and the driftwood end or begin. I do love that look. And then even tanks without plants. of my absolute favorites. I love looking at all that fun interest above the water line. These type of scapes, I'm always thinking of Bacopa because I do love the growing habit of Bacopa. It will go up vertically, and then once it hits the water line, it can creep along the water line. It can go along the rocks. Just love it. And look at what we have here. One of my favorite fish. I will link the video that we actually have in our fish room waiting for an epic scape. Hopefully Mr. Primetime will do an epic scape and maybe let me help. This is the Zacco platypus. But once you see them in person, there's just nothing like it. And this, oh my goodness, these are most plants that I don't even know. I had to ask them what a lot of them were. Of course, that footage is not behaving and it will not transfer in to this video. But look at these colors. I will never, well, don't say never, but a lot of these colors I just won't attain because you do need highlight to bring out, and of course CO2. Look at these reds. I mean, these are typically only tanks that I see at like an Aquashella sort of level or in magazines and all that, but they do have just beautiful Anubias. You know, your variegated Anubias it is kind of holding its own in here because it is getting that higher light, but just the red, I mean, just the whole color spectrum in this one tank, it was really cool to see because it will never be in my house. Another one of my favorites. It's a bridge, absolutely planted all around. And what's more fun than seeing fish going through the tunnel? Of course, when it's backlit, really easy tip is to use wax paper along the back of a tank and then light it up from the back. You can get all these crazy cheap battery operated lights and it gives that same effect. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed walking around this little fish store. Crazy, really cool. Thanks again to Noel Brucker for the suggestion, and see you next week.